Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that UrbanX where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace.
Welcome to another episode of the UrbanX podcast.
Yes. The rhythm, the rebel.
We're here
We're here in the building.
for another good show.
Sorry about that delayed,
Yeah, I don't know.
just a delay.
I don't know.
That's not going to be signs of the times.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good show this week.
Yeah.
We had a good show last week too.
We're putting it in the
You know what I'm
universe.
saying?
This is my voodoo.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm putting that voodoo out there.
If you can hear us, put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah.
You should be able to hear us. All right, cool. So how was your week, bro? You turned 51 this week.
51 this week. Yeah, very good week. The prelude, of course, we went to Jamaica the week before.
Yes.
We spoke about that.
Yes.
And then it led into my birthday, and it was pretty good. Pretty amazing.
Go.
Family came through, friends came through on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
My birthday fell on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like I wasn't expecting anything, maybe just a few phone calls.
Right.
And everybody showed up.
Yep.
And it was amazing to see my oldest son, his family, my best buddies, everybody came through. We sat and watched Chappelle show together.
Yeah, we did.
Had pizza for the kids.
Yes.
It turned into something good. And I want to thank all of the well wishes.
Yeah.
Normally I don't post my birthday on social media, but I posted it. We were doing the Hulk.
Yeah.
Or we intended to do the Hulk that day.
We wanted to do the Hulk. Go ahead.
And what happened
Yeah.
was, instead of me just saying, send in your questions, I was like, yo, it's my birthday, but I'm still working, so send in your questions. And all people saw was my birthday. So I got tons and tons and tons of birthday wishes, which was great.
And no whole questions.
And
so
no whole questions.
Kind of push it back.
So we had to push it back, and we did it, later, which wound up being today. And so we thank you for those well wishes.
Thank you, Freddie P. He said, "Leave no bullets in the chamber, Dad."
Leave no bullets in the chamber. I never do. And
he said, "Let it go."
I had to leave a few in the chamber, but I'm inspired by Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
I think Dave Chappelle is inspired by us.
Yeah, man.
We will talk about that.
Yeah, I think he was watching our stuff.
As we get talking about how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Did I do this? I don't remember. It was, a good week.
Just a good week of hustle and bustle and doing what you do.
A lot of busy work. But
busy work. You got some announcements coming soon.
Very, very, very soon.
Okay.
I also have a birthday coming up too.
Oh yeah, he has a birthday coming.
Should that align with the announcement?
We'll see. You're gonna be 26. And I just asked you before we went on air, when the last time I gave you a good ass whipping, right? Because you was in there talking smack or messing up, and I said I'll still whip your ass, and then they dumped me like, when was the last time you had a real good ass whipping? It's been a minute, huh?
I remember.
Long time. Yeah. I used to smack his hand as hard as I could, and he would never give me the satisfaction and cry. He would be like, pow! Pow! He was a weird kid. But I could hurt his feelings. I could say, you little ugly motherfucker. And he would, So, I would use those tactics more than physical tactics. I remember one time, I gave your brother his last ass whipping. He was about 14. He was starting to get bigger and taller than me. And I had told him, I said, yo, I need you to come in straight from school because you hanging out a little too much. And he was like, all right, cool. And then he just did the same thing. Yeah. So I'm like, he must think I won't put hands on him. So I put hands on him, and I simulated like I was stomping him out.
He said you stomped him out.
I didn't stomp him out. I would never stomp him. It was the theatrics, because once he fell, I was letting him know, nigga, this shit could turn ugly real quick. So I lifted my foot a few times, just simulating a stomp out. I'm from the Boogie Down Bronx. This is how we get down. And boy, he was traumatized. But little did he know I was exhausted. And I sat him down and said, we can't do this. We have to talk like men now and, work this thing out, because his feelings was hurt, but I was fully exhausted.
That's funny.
And then I knew at that point ass whippings were out. Plus he started getting a little bigger. And, there's a hierarchy in the house. One time I come in the kitchen, and he's got a do-rag on, he's got no shirt on, and he in the fridge, drinking juice and shit. And I was so small to him, and I said, yo, bro, you gotta go. Shit can't be two head tigers here and shit. But that's the hierarchy that takes place with men. They get a little bigger and even Malcom started looking at me eye to eye, and I'm like, and that's when I gotta cut you. I'm old school. I cut you. You know what I mean? And for women, it's a little different. When the daughter starts getting a little voluptuous and coming into her own, her and the mother have, their own wars. So it's a family thing, and at some point, somebody gotta go, and you had to go, and your brother had to go. Yeah. So that's how that went down. Again, thank you for the well wishes and support.
Thanks. Virgo season.
Yeah, Virgo season is amongst us.
Yes, we are here.
So let's get this thing popping.
Right.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
So the big news of this week, the Dave Chappelle special came out, Sticks and Stones.
Sticks and Stones.
Yeah, and it came out Monday, didn't it?
Yeah, the 26th.
26th came out Monday, and I was excited when it got announced. I was excited for it because I felt like his last few specials, each one were getting better and better.
Right, he was starting to hit a stride.
Yeah, each one.
Because the first two were they were okay.
Yeah, it was like a real Dave Chappelle fans would enjoy those.
Right.
His stand-ups would get those, but I feel like you still saw he had to get his footing back.
He had to get his groove back. And if it's a 3 special deal,
right,
you can't unload on episode 1.
Right.
You might not get to episode 2 and 3.
Right.
So one thing about Dave Chappelle, you're gonna learn he's very calculated. He's Virgo, I believe.
Is he?
I believe he's
so.
Virgo. I believe he's Virgo. I'm not gonna claim that. Somebody in the chat know that.
I'll check it.
But he's very calculated in any event as a comedian. His comedy is very intelligent.
Yes.
You know, the way he sets his things up. And I personally believed he set up these 3 stand-ups in that manner.
Yep.
Virgo?
August 24th, yes.
Okay, he's on the cusp.
Yeah, that's Leo.
That's Leo energy, but we'll claim him if we can.
Facts. We claim Kobe. We claim
we claim him. So he's very analytical and very calculated.
Yes.
So I think the 3rd episode was a culmination of him setting up 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think so.
Like one long joke. He set up the 3.
Yeah,
three
so
comedies.
I think the first one was kind of like, all right, you know, I've seen what's going on in society. Like I'm not, you know, disassociating. I see what's going on. The second one, he still kind of,
but he poked the bear a little bit.
This one, he just unloaded. He said, I'm not pulling back no punches. He started off with a suicide joke, which threw me off. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Who does that? Who starts off with a suicide joke and then culminate the shit with his man should commit suicide?
Yeah.
I mean, only Dave Chappelle.
I don't want to give away because some people still haven't watched it. I don't know why you haven't watched it.
Yeah, you should have seen this
multiple times.
But multiple times by now. And I thought as we began to get into it, the impersonations were critical. He gave 2 impersonations.
Right.
One where he said, "Hurry up, niggas, finish with that Constitution," which to me may have been an ode to the Moors who wrote the original Constitution that we now live in, because what else could that possibly mean? Right. Hurry up, you niggas, finish what you're doing, as if to imply that we were the ones who were writing the Constitution.
Yeah.
The second one set up everything for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
The second one, was impersonation of society and how you have come down on comedians in particular who can no longer do their jobs.
So, a quick comment about that part, right? So, a lot of people, comedians in general, the comedians, professors, scholars, they were mad at that part because they said he was punching down in a way, because they said you are a superstar, superstar comedian. You sell out stadiums. Nobody's really complaining about you like that. It's a minority of people who are complaining about you.
But that minority has majority power. Who's that minority? The Alphabet Boys.
Oh, we're gonna get into
as we get to that.
We're gonna get
so
into
it is multi-layered in terms of the people who he's talking to. Obviously, talking to hardcore fans.
Right.
Hardcore fans love Chappelle.
Right.
Those who can take a joke love Chappelle. So obviously we're talking about a specific group that he wanted to target in the beginning. And I thought he did a great, masterful job in doing so. So what's the word on the street about the actual show?
The majority of what I've been seeing online, people loved it.
Right.
People loved it. I've seen a couple articles from The Root, of course, mad at, the article. I've seen a couple other super liberal publications who were mad at it, said you should skip it, said he only did this for shock value, and he's out of touch. What was some of the other things he said? He doesn't have the range to fully,
really
attack society in a way. Yeah, it was, and a lot of that is just people being contrarians as well, because now the thing is, the way the tides are changing, the thing is to not be PC. The thing is to not be so sensitive. The thing is to talk about PC and cancel culture. So, it's always going to be those people who want to be contrarians and go, oh, well, I didn't think it was that funny anyway. Stuff like that.
Right.
And then a lot of the clips that are being shared, one of the main ones was the one when he had to go to the office to talk about the one of his skits, and he had the word faggot in it, in his skit, and the woman said, we're not gonna allow that word on our network, and he was like, oh, okay, cool, and then he came back, he was like, wait, I can say nigga with impunity, but I can't say the word fag.
Right.
And then she said, well, you're not gay. He goes, well, I'm not a nigger either, right? So I saw a tweet that got a lot of, you know, traction behind it because it was a black woman. She said, well, black people act like, she said black people know the difference between a slur and using and flipping the meaning of a word, you know, for each other as a word, like the word nigga, right?
Right, for endearment.
So she says, you know, black people are just being dense when it comes to gay people, when it comes to queer people. And, you know, you guys don't get the point. And my response to that was, no, he got the point. He was just pointing out what word the woman was comfortable with using.
Absolutely. And I thought it was brilliant.
And you know what I'm saying? And what was so dope about this special was that every joke, everything he touched on was kind of foolproof. He had a foolproof argument around it. You know
Absolutely. He was insulated.
Yeah.
These jokes were insulated jokes and things that we all discuss. I'm from the era when my comedians did that. Richard Pryor was very political.
Yeah.
George Carlin, very political. You know what I mean? And we talked about, we made fun of things that made you uncomfortable. Going to a comedy show is the one place, in my humble opinion, that you should be able to go and unleash. Because listen, I don't need to tell you, I find everything funny.
Same.
You know, this is just fun shit going on. So we, you know, should have an opportunity to not take things so serious. But again, the alphabet boys, that alphabet soup, I'm going to say this. And what I'm trying to say is this. There's only two logical explanations for what I'm about to say. Either Dave Chappelle has been watching our podcast because you the first one who said juicy about Jussie Smollett.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You're the first one. You can go back and watch the episode. Yeah. We're the first ones who referenced if niggas played, who identified with being a woman, went to the WNBA. Yes. Yeah. We're the first ones who kind of said alphabet soup or dealt with it in an alphabet sense. Yeah. And his reference to being Chinese person in a black nigga body. You know what I'm saying? When he said, this is the way I feel inside, which was so fucking funny. Yeah. I made reference to when I go to your restaurant, they should have a kitty litter box there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because, sir, what do you mean? Yeah, I feel like a cat inside. We said those things. Now, it's only two logical explanations. Either this nigga's watching our podcast,
which would be dope.
That would be dope. But the more logical could be that we're on to something here at UrbanX.
I'm cool with that.
You know, that we have a pulse on issues. Are we blinking a little bit? Okay. That we have a pulse on issues. And we're tackling them because Dave Chappelle he echoed too many other things that we discussed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And his it was a lot of, I watched it multiple times at this point.
Yes.
And it was stuff in it that he was saying that I don't think people caught, and it was so important, right? So when he started talking about, the alphabet gang, right? Mm-hmm. He said, which is, I don't think something people caught. It was important. He said, don't get mistaken. They're all their own movements. They're just traveling in the same car.
Absolutely.
And I talked about this when in terms of, the white LGBT
and separate from
black,
the blacks,
how they use the blacks to
move and move forward for their agenda, as a whole.
I talked about the same thing with white feminism and black feminism.
Absolutely.
And I felt like that's a part like a lot of people miss.
Absolutely. It's very important that you understand that they're moving, and his analogy of the car was brilliant. You have to give it up. This shit was brilliant.
Yeah.
His breakdown of white America on drugs. True story. Mm-hmm. We just went through this, and they told us just say no. It wasn't an epidemic when black mothers and fathers were on crack cocaine. They just basically telling us to deal with it, and they penalized us for it. So if you got caught with crack cocaine, you got much more time than powdered cocaine.
Yeah.
And as a result, a lot of our brothers and sisters got swept up in a movement, and now it's hitting white America real hard. And like he said, I don't give a shit. I feel no sympathy for white America and what they're going through, because it is now you understand what we have to go through and how we have to morph into another set of people coming out of that.
Yeah, so I encourage everybody to go watch it. I saw a great tweet. It said Chappelle talked about cancel culture, equality, being pro-choice, child support, school shootings, Second Amendment rights, the opioid epidemic, providing a better life for his kids, Jussie or Juicy as he called them. But if you listen to these articles, you would think all he talked about was gay people.
Right. So it's important.
He touched on a lot.
He touched on a lot. And I believe we were the first ones to say this nigga Juicy was lying.
I think we were the first one.
We were the first one to go, wait a minute.
Yeah,
so he broke down. We were supporting him with our silence because we knew this nigga was lying.
Juicy Smoothie.
Juicy Smoothie.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Hilarious. Okay, so it's his best stand-up probably ever when you deal with the times that we live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the importance of it, because it's saying deal with it. America, deal with these issues, because when we got to be so sensitive to everything now,
right,
then why be a comedian? Why get up here and have fun? Because half the time, even when I'm up here, my audience knows I'm up here having a great time. We pushing the envelope. We're having fun. It should never be taken that literal to the point where I feel like, ooh, you know what I mean? Because once we get to that point, we become a prisoner, and then we're not going to let the alphabet soup people hold us hostage. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
And somebody just mentioned in the chat, he's not married to anybody black. He's married to an Asian.
Yes, but he doesn't try to hide that.
Which, very true.
He makes that very clear. He's married to an Asian woman, and you know what I mean? So that's his preference. I'm not going to allow him, I'm not going to give him less points for it. What choice he made in his personal life, I would prefer a sister. Just keeping it a buck. That's where, you know, we differ. But that cake is baked.
Yeah.
How long you been married?
Yeah,
15, 20 years to this lady? So that cake is baked. He didn't get to Hollywood and get some bimbo to put on his arm. This may be a lady he fell in love with a long time ago. He got kids. That cake is baked. You know what I mean? This is not a perfect situation we live in. That's like me no longer listening to Bob Marley's music because his father's white. That's not going to fucking happen. I like Bob Marley's music. You know what I mean? So we have to understand, and this is, a lot of problems with our people. Nobody here is perfect. Nobody here is perfect. So what we try to do here at the Urban Experience is just point out good stuff. Because we can line up a laundry list of bad shit that we can say. With anybody. So we're trying to say, okay, this is not a perfect situation. So I never really dangle that unless it's blatantly obvious. Like if you
literally anybody
advocating for some shit and you know what I mean? So that cake is baked. He been married. Somebody in the chat can know exactly how long he's been married. He been talking about his wife and his kids forever. So it's baked.
So it kind of segues into today. Today is the 29th of August.
Oh, let me say this.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
I like hitting the button.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah. So it's today is Michael Jackson's birthday.
Michael Jackson's birthday. How old would he have been today?
He'd been 61.
Been 61 today?
He'd been 61 today, yes.
Yeah. Clap that up again. That, you know. Did you listen to any Mike music today?
Oh, today, no.
Shame on you.
Well, I did.
Okay, listen to some Mike music, watch some Mike video clips. I saw a few things.
Yes, I did. What was your favorite Michael Jackson song? Go.
My favorite Michael Jackson might be Man in the Mirror, Remember the Times, some of them ABC joints as a kid, Got to Be There, when he was a real small kid and I was a kid. Ben.
you always talk about that song.
Yeah, that song. Don't laugh at that. That song touched my heart, son. It's about a rat, son, that he befriended, son. You know what I mean? And in the movie, if you old enough to remember when that song came on and you was 8 and 9 years old, you cried. Okay? And Malcolm is saying I'm being very sensitive about this shit. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you talk about Mike on his birthday like that.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
He wrote a song about a rat.
He did.
Clap that shit up. He did. Niggas can't write songs about nothing.
Thank you for the donation, Thugs. What is that? Thugs 3F?
Yeah, appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
Really do.
I like Remember the Time. That's my favorite.
Yes, the video, the whole piece.
Dirty Diana, I love that song.
Dirty Diana, that shit comes on hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And what's it? A more recent, well, it's not recent, but the one with Chris Tucker in the video.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
I love that one.
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. His catalog is, endless.
Yeah, you know, I remember after he passed, a lot of people came out of nowhere and said, "Yeah, I never really liked Thriller."
Yeah, well, I wasn't a real big Thriller fan.
Yeah.
It was kind of poppy for me. Now, the video, the extended version of the video.
Yeah, and that's a totally different experience.
That's a total different experience.
It is.
But the song, I was the Thriller. Yeah. I was on my hip-hop shit. I was like, this ain't... I'm trying to... But the video with the goons and goblins and changing the whole... you know what I'm saying? Way videos were presented. Because prior to that, videos, the artist just stood there and sang the song with a green screen. He just sang the song, and you sitting there going like, dude, I could listen to the song. So he really revolutionized movie making in music videos, and so you got to give. Without him, there is no Buster. There is no Missy Elliott,
who just got awarded.
On VMAs.
Yeah, in the VMA Awards, and she just put out an EP. Like a 4-song.
Oh, she put out 4 new. Yeah, this week, right?
But yeah, they were cool. I like them.
G Smooth, thank you. Yeah.
G Smooth, yeah, thank you.
I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I've been listening.
Thank you for the people in the chat. You rock my world. That's what.
Yeah, you rock my world. Yeah. I love the people in the chat.
Yeah, always helping us out.
Yeah, because I'm slow. Yeah. And what I have to tell people, I make a lot of small mistakes from cultural stuff because I'm old now, and I can't put the dates with the times sometimes. So thank you for kind of just keeping us sharp with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it'd be funny when people try to correct us, like, our feelings hurt. Like, no, thanks.
No, my feelings ain't hurt. I'm like, thanks. Yeah, I thank you. I made a mistake there.
Looks, yeah.
Appreciate that. Because that's what it's really all about.
Yeah.
We here trying to help each other see things differently.
So, segueing off Jackson.
First of all, before we even do that, go back and unsegue back into the Chappelle shit.
Oh, when he talked about
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
I mean, when he did like this, even if he did do it.
He said, it's
Michael Jackson.
Comedic genius. He didn't have to say a word.
Yeah, he didn't have to say anything in his body because a lot of us feel like, so it was genius. Now, one of the guys who was a victim of that has come out.
Yeah, he responded to Dave Chappelle, and he was mad at Netflix for allowing that to be aired on his platform. Why nobody believes him, and blah blah, nothing.
No, but you were going to then segue into something else with that.
Oh, into Prince. His brother, his half brother.
His half brother has died today. And we want to send our condolences. He was the heir to the estate, and his name was Alfred Jackson. Yeah, I want you to think about that for a minute. I'm gonna let that roll around in your noodle for a minute. His name was Alfred Jackson, and he dies.
It's interesting.
On a day the most famous Jackson dies. Now, y'all saying Black Dot, that has nothing to do with nothing. But I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? Yeah. First of all, Prince dying on April 21st after writing a song that says, I will die for you, which is the 21st letter of the alphabet, is equivalent to saying, I will die April 21st, not because you want me to. Ooh, I will die April 21st. That's some weird shit. Now, for people who are not on the frequency, that's just a coincidence. That Prince writes a song, I will die for you, and dies April 21st. Now, for us who be trying to cook shit up, right? We go, whoa, that's a little weird. And now that his brother had the estate, because you know these devils be chopping, the signature or the confirmation could be the fact that his brother Alfred Jackson dies on the birthday of the most famous Jackson of all time, or none of that shit could have any connections. And I could be pulling out a shoulder. I haven't pulled my shoulder out in a while.
This is true.
But I'm just simply saying,
Very true.
when I'm sitting around smoking weed in my head, because I don't smoke physical weed anymore, I'm going, no, nigga, that's a connection. Those dots connect, pun intended. We on fire tonight, baby.
A shout out to Bimaji Tillman. He said he's been following you since Hip Hop Decoded. Would love to bring you out to Chicago for.
Okay, I don't do lectures anymore. However, if the price is right, gotta have some Chinese midgets for me, because that's my thing now.
And AJ Wise, thank you for the donation.
Yeah, appreciate that. Couple of Chinese midgets, couple of bottles of Henny, and we might make that happen.
But yeah,
we appreciate that. So that's just a little weird.
It is interesting.
It's just interesting. You know, it's cannon fodder for those who just are not happy with the fact, you know, that Prince could die after writing a song of that magnitude. Just cannon fodder. And, you know, when they put death by numbers and then they try to send a signal to those what time it is, like, oh yeah, the confirmation, that's the confirmation. And now the heir or the estate might trickle down to the next family member who don't give a shit about it. And that's how they get their catalog that they can't just outrightly take. These people have a system to that shit. So they'll chop away, and then you get the catalog and be like, I don't give a fuck about this shit, give me the cash.
Yeah.
And then they undersell you and give you $50 million for a $400 million catalog, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the way that shit works. I hate to say it, but you know, I'm on my shit, man.
Sick.
I'll pull a shoulder way the fuck out. I don't give a shit.
Alright. Well, let's pay some bills.
Okay, let's pay some bills.
It's about time.
And come back. Yeah, it's about time. We had some technical difficulties early, but we believe that Alejandro...
Let's see if we can get him.
Oh, never really works the board. Sí, senor, never. I'm usually in the back making shirts. Senor, you want me to push these buttons? Icons. Celebrities covering one eye who are sworn to secrecy to mislead the masses into a life of negativity by way of destructive behaviors, i.e. drugs, sex, violence, etc. Most of these celebrities you see in the music industry and in Hollywood have taken a sworn oath to protect what they have going and to have you being misled by using drugs, violence, and all of these other crazy behaviors. Be careful. Beware of those who are pointing at one eye, covering one eye, or trying their best to shut down your first eye. Log on to UrbanX.NYC for the latest in apparel, or shop UrbanX.com to pick up the latest in our not so subtle teas. And we thank you for your support. Peace. And we're back.
We're back. You called me on my phone.
Yeah.
I'll be on my phone. You know how it go.
Let me snitch a little bit, because I like to do that. We got a new commercial coming soon. It's my directorial debut. You know, these are my visions.
And you know what's crazy? Because he really just thinks he's just like Steve Jobs. Like, I just gotta think and
I gotta lay this stuff out. It's my vision, and I don't like when you don't respect my vision.
I respect it. No, I respect it.
You know what I mean?
I had fun doing this one.
Okay, you gotta work hard, and the air has to be right, the temperature, the lighting. I'm a perfectionist here, and I think they will love this next commercial.
Yeah, it was dope.
You know what I mean? Yeah, this one was dope.
It was dope. So, big news.
Big news out here in the streets
this week. There's a YouTube channel called Comedy Hype.
Comedy Hype.
I don't know the guy's name, but he interviews a lot of comedians that about
So is he like the Vlad of
comedians? Yes. It's kind of dope. It's kind of dope.
Okay.
So he interviewed Richard Pryor's old bodyguard.
Yes.
And Richard Pryor's old bodyguard said that Richard Pryor had put a hit on Paul Mooney for sexually assaulting his son.
$1 million. Yeah, I heard about that. So what's your take on that?
So I remember we did a sit down a couple years ago when Quincy Jones talked about Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando.
Yes.
How like Hollywood, that was just a thing back then.
Yes.
And you would have sex with a radiator if you was high enough. So when that came out, that's the first thing I thought back to. Mm-hmm. Not that, because apparently he was underage when this happened.
Yes, so that lends to another side.
It lends to another side, but it just brought me back to a lot of just
bunch
of stuff happening back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then I always assumed Paul Mooney was gay, and I never cared. I don't care.
Why would you assume that man was gay?
I don't know.
I'm only fucking with you. Yeah, that motherfucker is gay. If he's not, he's auditioning to be on the team. God damn it. Yeah, so my initial thoughts of this was disgust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Disgust for a number of reasons. Obviously, he violated a child.
Right.
So, and I want to say this, and I want to be careful on how I say it, because if your first sexual experience is of the same sex, it can lead to you living a homosexual life because the violation led to confusion.
You know what's crazy? So I've had this conversation with a few people, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of because I didn't know if I believed people were born gay or that just kind of happens, right? So a lot of people who are I've spoken to a lot of homosexual people who said like they were violated early in life,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So is that, and I have cousins who I thought, were born gay, but in retrospect, I'm older and I'm learning family secrets, but found out something happened back in the day.
This is my point.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I'm still not showing that.
So this is my point. And segue into that, I read it today where scientists said there is no such thing as a gay gene. I'll get to that a little bit later. Mm-hmm. But if your first... I think we underscore how important sex is, and the sexual energy and the power of sex and what it spiritually opens you up to, right? So when your first experience is that, now segueing back into Dave Chappelle,
right?
When he said, "Hey Bob, how was your weekend?" Michael Jackson sucked my dick, and we laughed. But in essence, that first experience can confuse you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And young people in particular, who this happens to, who don't have any understanding of sex, can feel that this is the way they should go, or once the portal to sex or vortex has opened, that's all they know, because that's the vibration in which they were introduced to it. Or at minimum bisexual, because there's confusion. So a lot of people try to disassociate, well, you can't associate pedophilia with being gay. Yes, I can. It may not be a solid, doesn't mean every single person who is gay had a experience, but a lot of them have. A lot of these guys coming out of prison who are perpetuating a certain lifestyle, the down low, as Dave Chappelle so elegantly put. I know I'm in Atlanta, and there are a lot of gay men here with their wives was the funniest shit ever. You know what I mean? So, to know that Paul Mooney, with all of his probable sexual experiences in Hollywood, remember there's a roast. There's a roast where Pryor is roasting Paul Mooney and calling him a drag queen or the queen or something, and they laughed about some things. So this has been Paul Mooney's MO to be that way, and obviously it was some of Richard Pryor's as well. For you to violate my son out of all things, like what's sacred? Yeah. At that point, what's sacred? Yeah, me and you, we in Hollywood, we do some weird shit. Nice. You know what I'm saying? It's Hollywood. Everybody gay sometime, like in Tropical Thunder. So we out in Hollywood, we getting high, we having these weird experiences. There has to be some kind of morals behind that shit. Yeah. So that left me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, it was, and the fact that and Bodyguard said he was dead ass serious about that hit on his head. Like, he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So, he ended up having to cancel some comedy shows off that recently. Yeah, because we're actually caught up with the Sun, and
I saw TMZ catch up with the Sun.
Yeah, and they asked him, he kind of confirmed,
and he confirmed in a slick way, because they said, was it consensual? And he turned and said, how could it be consensual? And I was a kid, as if to say, yeah, this is true. Yeah. And he took advantage of me. You know what I mean? And the Son is gay now, yes?
I believe so.
I believe, or he became very confused about sexuality and these family secrets. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to do something to protect the babies. You know what I mean? Shout out Hassan Campbell. Who else am I going to shout out right now who continues to take the same stance, irregardless of all the other stuff that he talks about, because he has a well-rounded platform now. But it all boils back to these experiences and how sometimes we're not taking this as serious as we should. You know what I mean? He made a reference, speaking of Hassan Campbell, to an unknown, well-known rapper, he wouldn't say his name, who was hanging out with Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J, and they were speaking. He said LL Cool J and Busta Rhymes kept speaking about the starfish, and this rapper didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. What the fuck is a starfish? Until years later, he understood the starfish was the asshole.
Oh, this allegedly, because we're using...
Yeah, allegedly. I have to say that, and I'm gonna say it the way Hassan would say it. Allegedly. Shout out Hassan with that, right? So, I did a piece on SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, right.
And I did a breakdown, and I was like, this whole shit, SpongeBob is a nasty fucking cartoon. I said the sponge is the pad that goes down in between a woman's legs. And where do they live? Bikini Bottom. What's in the bottom of a fucking bikini but a pad? And then there's his boy who's a fucking starfish. I know that's an asshole. You see what I'm saying? I know that because that's code when they go down to the Walk of Fame and they give you that star in the Walk of Fame. It's replicating an asshole. It's an anus. And what do they get down there and do? Kiss it. It's goddamn ritual. This is all a ritual. That's why Dick Gregory didn't get down and kiss his. They gave him a star. He was like, I ain't going down to kiss that shit. What? You crazy? You know how Dick Gregory, nigga. You crazy nigga. So and then there's crabs is what they sell. Mr. Krabs. So it's crabs in this Bikini Bottom. His girl is a nut. What's the girl name? Squirrel? Sandy. That's dealing with nuts. You know what I'm saying? So in there is a pad, nuts, ass, Bikini Bottom, crabs. To me, that whole fucking cartoon was perverted.
Oh, man.
So just throwing that out there. Y'all told me don't pull no punches today, right?
Damn, man.
They told me let it go. So I gave you a duck shot.
Bird shot.
buckshot. Now, nigga, it's straight Jamaican. Buckshot. I'm just giving buckshots now. I done gave y'all niggas birdshot. And now it's buckshot. So just want to throw that out there.
Wow. Okay.
To segue back into some of the Paul Mooney behaviors.
So no, that actually goes into another segue into Jadena.
Oh, let's do this because I like hitting the buttons.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
You tuned into the sounds of Urban X. Y'all might have not known that until it's people who didn't know that.
Right. The people just
until I hit the button.
People just came
now
in.
They know that they're tuned in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, thank you.
The name was Sandy Cheeks.
Sandy Cheeks.
Oh, that's right. Oh.
You can say what you want to say. Maybe I'm perverted, but that's just too many goddamn coincidences. Want to thank Cinesure. You guys are got my full support.
Thank you, man.
Keep up the great work, Black Dot Malcolm. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Really do. Much respect.
Dang, so you just ruined SpongeBob forever.
Just trying to bring some things to your attention.
Yeah. And then so Jadena, right? He just came out a new album called 85 to Africa. And he was the guy, for the people who don't know, he was one with the classic man. He came up.
Yeah, I'm the classic man.
Yeah.
And that was a nice little niche for him because it was a lane. See, I'm from the era in hip hop where you tried to fill a lane that wasn't filled. You didn't replicate what anybody else was doing. You saw what was not being done. Right. You found the lane. You filled it. So I thought the classic man look, his style. Of course, you have to be able to support that with your bars.
No, so his first album I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, it was kind of dope.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
It was like he can rap, he can kind of musically. I thought it was really, really good.
Got you.
So this week he was on. This is Sirius XM radio show.
Okay.
And he was talking about how, because his father's Nigerian, his mother's white, and he was talking about how. The myth that homosexuality was never in African culture until Europeans brought it over. He's talking about he's saying that's a myth, and he said that there actually were homosexuality in Africa. There was a king who was openly gay, and I'm gonna play it for you.
Play that because I already know this nigga's crazy.
You hear these African leaders who are dressed in three-piece suits, got an iPhone, speaking in English and not their native tongue, are saying that it's un-African to be homosexual, it's un-African, we don't have it, that was brought as a European import. Is not true. It's not true at all. In Uganda, the kingdom of Buganda at the time, before Uganda, there was a openly gay king. In South, if you go to the original cave paintings in South Africa, Zimbabwe actually, the Bushmen, the Bushmen as they call them, the cave paintings, you'll see homosexual acts in the cave paintings.
Oh wow!
If you go to different communities in West Africa, there was different rites of passage where if a woman was with a woman or a man was with a man, that they were thought to be more powerful. This is not. There was never a time where this didn't exist, or that where it was just hands down, everybody was not like you were not. Homosexuals were wrong. Mm-hmm. That's not actually an African thing, which means not a black thing. Mm-hmm. So what is a foreign import is actually the idea that this is somehow wrong, that what Reese was doing was wrong. Mm-hmm. That's the truth. Like, that's actual history. Y'all can Google it.
All right, guys.
That's the white side of him. That's the white side of him defending his mother's European behavior. All right. Now I haven't been on none of Oshawa Kwazi's tours, but Oshawa Kwazi has been all over Africa, and I have never heard him ever mention seeing anything on the walls as far back as we go, because we are an ancient people. I have never heard anybody else. Is this the only nigga who's been to Zimbabwe, wherever the fuck he mentioned?
So in the actual tweet, there's a couple articles referenced who say the same thing. It was in Africa, but they're all written by gay people.
Thank you. So no, I'm not gonna support
and
that.
And then I think the guy who's referencing the king, he's referencing like ruled in the 1800s.
Yeah, when you know how long Europeans have been here since the 1800s.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and he's speaking in the language of English, which means he's been Europeanized to some degree. So that may be the white side of him protecting his cave bitch mother.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck him. I think I can beat him in a fight.
Nah, but it kind of, I'm kind of torn on his music now.
No, but my point is, for you to get on a platform and have to
really
feel like you need to defend that shit you talking,
like it's fact, too.
Dude, you need to slow down with that. Prove it. I'll put Ashwa Kwesi up against any of them scholars you can find. Ashwa Kwesi ain't never came back, and he give tours 2-3 times a year. You know what I'm saying? To the pyramids and all over the place. Our great scholars. He ain't never come back and say, yo, we seen some freaky deaky shit on the walls.
And then he said, I cut it off. He said that they were looked at as more powerful.
No, see, that's a spiritual concept in which androgynous energy, being in balance with your male and female side, makes you more powerful, but not the physical act. It's understanding there's a male side of me and there's a female principle, because we are electric in that sense. That's something totally different.
It's a good book called The Way of the Superior Man.
Yes.
Really, really good. I recommend everybody to go read that. Really, really good. I think men and women should read that, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it'll give more insight into...
So when you see the yin and yang symbol, it shows that, there's a piece of feminine inside of me, but the masculine is the dominant side. In the physical presence that I have come down here to entertain you with is the physical presence. By you splitting yourself physically, trying to cheat code and be a male and a female down in the physical sense, that's perverted shit. That's Europeans taking, to me, a spiritual concept and trying to literalize it.
Yeah.
Like they went and studied some shit and saw that we was androgynous in our thinking and understanding that the universe is male and female, one of the 7 hermetic principles, right? It's gender and, things of that nature. And they tried to literalize it because they didn't have the mental or spiritual capacity to understand it in its natural state. So they did what cave people would do. Cave people would come out, no shit. Nah, as Dave Chappelle would say, nah, okay. Nah, they was a male and female, huh? And they physicalized that shit. And now, as you see, it's in stone all over their culture. It ain't even hidden. It ain't like I got to go to an isolated area like your man is talking and may see an anomaly of some shit. No, their shit is wide open. So please do not associate that shit with the original man and woman. I'm not having it. Fuck him. And while I'm at it, fuck 50 Cent. Who ain't got at us from last week.
You about to
UrbanX.nyc.
You want to continue to beef?
Black Dot, I'm continuing the beef. I'm bringing it to 50. And I'm bringing it to this nigga. Because I can beat him. I'm telling you, I'll beat the brakes off this. So yeah, I'm bringing the heat today. Yeah, we bringing that fire.
Okay.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
So rapper Meek Mill, all his criminal charges got dropped.
Yes. Anytime a black man don't have to go through the system no more, how can we not applaud that?
Nah, that's dope. He's been on probation for like 10 years, something crazy.
Yeah, so, and I watched 4 parts.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, very well done.
Very well done documentary and laid it all out. Come on, who needs to be going through that over some shit you did when you was a teenager, and they spruce up all of these charges, and that's constantly over his head. And now, as he got with The Rock.
True, I don't want to put that in there.
They all the police, according to my man. Choke, no joke. Them niggas is the police, right? Or they have some weird connection.
As soon as Meek started hanging out with Robert Kraft the guy from the Sixers and Jay-Z, his life has been on the up.
Yeah. Sure. And that's a weird connection.
Yeah, it is.
Robert Kraft
has a Dream Chasers chain.
A Dream Chasers chain.
Yeah.
And you know he's weird. You saw what he was doing in them little sweatshops. And they was going to release the tape. I was like, please do not release the tape
I didn't want to see it.
of this 80-year-old man getting his balls tickled. Don't do that. Screw up my dinner, and then I got to explain it to my kid. Don't do that. So, yeah, his life is...
Michael Lambert, thank you for the donation.
Appreciate you.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, appreciate Columbus, Ohio. I went down there and did a lecture one time with my man Griff. We were treated like family down there. Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, so shout out to Meek.
Shout out to Meek. So now he can move forward. Yeah. This might be a part of the initiation into some higher things. You know what I mean? And he might be the one being used to... Listen, you just got to watch everything.
Yeah.
And the further and further you step back, you start seeing it for what it is. Or it could just be his luck has changed. You know what I mean? If I was hanging out with Robert Kraft and Jay-Z, I'm pretty sure my luck would change too. If I had criminal issues or whatever. But we are happy that a black man don't have to, because now he don't have to be in that program that Jay-Z has for...
Where he tracks you?
Where he tracks you.
Yeah.
You do know he's a part of that tracking probation.
What you thought was cool at first.
I thought it was cool at first because I didn't understand the intricate details of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought it might have been a cool thing if you didn't have to sit in jail and they were bailing you out saying, dude, you got to keep this little thing with you. You don't have to sit in here for some low-level shit you did.
That would be dope.
Yeah, that would be dope.
That would be dope. You shouldn't have told everybody.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Millions of viewers.
Yeah, well, I shit these out all day long, so you can have that one and run with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time for another commercial.
Time for another commercial break. How many commercials do we have?
We got a few.
We got a new one coming.
But we got to pay these bills.
And we're going to debut that shit. Yep. It's my acting.
And then soon we're going to start letting you guys send us your stuff. And then we're going to...
For a small fee.
We're going to put your ad up, though.
Yeah, small fee. Like yeah. Alejandro? All right. How y'all doing tonight? Ladies looking good. Listen, I grew up on hip hop. You guys grew up on hip hop. Skinny jeans, dresses, mumble rap, funny hair, auto tunes. What the hell is that? Purses. Oh my God, this is crazy, man. Listen, you guys have been a great audience. Log on to UrbanX.nyc to pick up the latest in urban apparel. I love you. Good night. And we're back. Just like that. That gives you guys a chance to run to the bathroom too,
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? You don't miss nothing.
Go smack your kid. Sit your ass down and watching the UrbanX show.
So I watched the first episode of the 6th season of Power on Sunday.
Okay, I'm not a Power fan. As I said, fuck 50. Fuck his show. At me at UrbanX. Okay, but go ahead. Yeah,
it was horrible.
Was it?
Horrible.
Was it the acting? Was it the writing?
It was all of it. Like,
was it the song?
First of all, they changed the theme song.
You can't do that.
You can't. A popular theme
you can't. That's like us changing our intro music, and then you hear like some. You like what the fuck?
No. It's like us. It's like us changing our intro music, but like changing the beat up, having the same people rap over it, but different tones.
No, but he had a different.
No, he had Trey Songz singing Joe's part.
That's my point. So I got a different rapper.
Yeah. And he rapped his own part, but he rapped it like happy.
Yeah.
There wasn't nothing mean and drug dealer about it.
We won't do that. This theme song,
I was pissed.
we will give them an opportunity to match that shit. And if the next one is tough, we go, yo. And then we would introduce that to
subtly,
you.
not just random.
At the end of the show or the middle, we go, here's a new intro.
What y'all think?
What y'all think? And if y'all be like, yo, that shit is hot, then we would segue that shit into.
We're not just going
to get bold and think I'm tough enough that we can just change because the theme song is important.
It is.
Yeah.
I was pissed. And then so going into the show, the writing was poor. Like if I'm picking out just inconsistencies in the show, like as just a casual viewer, that's bad.
Yes, if
the
you
acting,
can pick as a casual viewer, then to me they might have just rolled it out there thinking they already got the clout and they can kind of do what they want. And that's when you take your fans for granted. And you should never do that. You should never take these people who give their time and energy to you for granted, ever. Yeah,
so I invested, my time into the show. So I'll write it out.
You can't get that hour back.
I can't.
No, you could have been working on something else.
This is true.
Yeah, well, But again, I'm just gonna say it for the last time. Fuck 50. Fuck his show. Fuck Trey Songz. I mean, I think I can beat him too.
Why not?
I think so. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
The FBI confirmed that the 2 cameras that were outside of Jeffrey Epstein's cell malfunctioned.
Yeah, like what are the odds?
Yeah,
that they malfunction? Yeah. 2, not 1 camera, 2. And when's the funeral?
I didn't even think about that.
That's the $1 million question. I want to go to the nigga funeral. I want to be able to look, see the nigga in the grave. When's the funeral? I'm pretty sure he has family and friends. It's been 2 weeks. They can't keep your body above ground but so long. When's the funeral? Yeah. There are people who said, I want a deck. I want his family deck. I want to go to his grave and piss on his ass. If we put the work in, I want to confirm this work is being put in.
I know they're looking for the woman who they said was the
recruiter.
Yeah.
And notice, R. Kelly had female recruiters too. You see what I'm saying? That's a part of the thing. That's how these pedophiles who are into women, that's the pedophile. The pederast is the other ones. The pedophiles, they use women as recruiters.
Yo, so I went on a trip to Costa Rica, right?
Costa Rica.
In beginning of July. And it was like a big group trip. Like I went with my friends. I didn't know everybody there. It was like over 200 people there, right?
Right.
So in the middle of the trip, I found out a lot of the people there were doing coke.
Coke?
Yeah, it was a lot of black people there too. So I was shocked because I didn't know. That was my first time seeing black people just openly do coke.
Because you're from a different era.
Yeah. First time I saw somebody do coke was in college.
All the time, nigga. Okay.
First time it was a white boy on a football team. I was like, whoa, we got drug tests tomorrow. Like,
hey man, what's going on?
I was like, we got practice tomorrow, bro.
Getting right.
So I found out it was a girl that was in I guess my villa. She never did coke before, and then it was like one last night's day, and one of the girls who was cool with the founders of that trip kind of grabbed her and befriended her, and I'm watching it happen
in real time.
Them kind of coercing her into, and then she ends up doing coke. I was like,
is she doing coke now?
I don't know,
because sometimes it's just it's just the way it is.
I don't know, but
I used to be in the fever when I was finally old enough to get in the fever, and I wanted to feel like one of the dudes in the fever, disco fever. This is one of the clubs, and we were doing cocaine.
Jesus.
Every day we did cocaine. And back in the day, I could get $5 worth of coke. That's how I knew it was cut with a horse tranquilizer. That's what I think that shit was cut with. Horse tranquilizer, because for $5, I had a plentiful bit of cocaine. And this is in the 80s, and I'm like, this is impossible. So anytime we worked and had $50, shit, we might be coked out for 2 days. Yeah, just sharing.
But back to Weinstein, right? So he had female recruiters.
Epstein.
Who did I say?
Weinstein, but
crazy.
See, that's it. What do you call that?
Synchronicity.
A Hegelian? No, not a. What do you call it when you say some shit
and it reminds you of something else?
Not a Freudian slip.
Oh yes.
That's a Freudian slip.
Yes. So
know my shit.
Yeah. They actually have a movie about Weinstein coming out, and they premiered it at the Indie Film Festival.
A movie?
Yes, about
his
Weinstein.
His behavior.
Yes, and I think it's from the point of view of somebody that worked for him.
Okay.
I think an intern or something like that. But it premiered at the.
So what's been the word on it?
I'm getting mixed reviews on it.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see it.
Okay, all right.
And I'm interested to see the type of promotion it'll get because,
of how y'all did Michael and how y'all did R. Kelly.
Yeah.
This shit should get the same, kind of shit. And going back to Dave Chappelle, who spoke about C.K. Lewis, a comedian, who thought it was okay to just whip his dick out, and so that's the culture in Hollywood. And now it's folding and bleeding in on itself. Yeah. And the fact that you did something 30 years ago, talking about Paul Mooney, that is now coming to light, to me is a good thing. I don't think none of you fucking beasts should get away with any of that shit. And I think there should be a price to pay for that. Absolutely.
I just don't agree when it's something trivial.
No, I'm not talking about something trivial, but something when you violated another person.
That's a fact.
Come on, man. If you was doing coke and that's all your own personal shit. I'm so glad we didn't have internet and all that shit when I was growing up. But when you violate somebody else, and you impede on their path and you fuck their life up, come on, man. Yeah. That's not cool. It's not cool.
So that's that on that.
Right, so Epstein, the cameras go out. He ain't had a funeral yet. That's confirmation that something is weird.
Dude, I think he's on his island.
Chilling. With that kind of money and his money he had in some kind of escrow, $577 million, but they can't even touch. And he was a billionaire. That might just been, the shit that he had to report, let alone the money, because he was in everybody's pocket. All of these realtors, his name was on a lot of real estate because he caught these people in uncompromising, situations and took full advantage of that. Yeah. Right? And he had 2 or 3 female recruiters that they're now coming after. And R. Kelly had female recruiters because it's easy to send these girls over to talk to these girls. Y'all want to make some money, this and that, and turning these girls out. And that's the way it goes.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
So early this week, right? Or was it last week? I'm not sure. The singer Janelle Monáe, she tweeted something about the long lines at the Popeyes, for the sandwiches.
For the sandwiches.
And she said there should be somebody that is at these lines registering people to vote because this is going to be a year everybody needs to vote. So people got at her for that because they cited voter suppression.
That's a little racist.
She didn't say black people.
Okay, but who's at Popeyes?
I get it.
Right? Now let's talk about this real quick. Right?
Okay.
Who's at Popeyes? Black people.
Well, now.
Right? When you go to Popeyes, they act like they don't even want to fucking serve you there. How can I help you, sir? God damn, I'm still looking at the menu. I might get the wings or chicken tenders or when you go to Chick-fil-A, elevator music is playing as you walk in. You feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Yeah. They ask you, how are you doing? And then they'll get into your problems with you. And then if you ask for extra sauce, they go, no problem. And they pound you in with as much sauce as you need. Try that shit at Popeyes or McDonald's, and that shit is 35 cents. You see what I'm saying? So it's a different clientele at the Chick-fil-A. But go ahead, tell your story.
Nothing to do with anything.
Has a lot to do with everything.
But
just saying.
But
in yours, I can't just take the sandwich into consideration. I gotta take customer service. How clean are the bathrooms? Are there junkies in there?
I'm not even talking about.
Are the criminals working there?
I'm trying to set up the Janelle Monáe.
I just came home. Popeyes gave me a shot, but I'm very close to jumping over this counter and putting in that work. Only at Popeyes. But yeah.
I'm not talking about that. But what I was talking about is around on social media.
Okay.
Called Voteps.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That's dope.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like Hoteps.
Yeah. So alright. So for the people who familiar with this channel, we talk about how there's a certain sector of black intellectuals, if you want to call them that, of liberals, if you want to call them that call people Hoteps as a derogatory term. You know what I'm saying? That, like, if you're a little too quote unquote woke for them, they'll call you a Hotep. Everything you say after that is null and void because what you're saying is too out there for them to grasp.
Right.
So those same people who are considered Hoteps started calling these people Voteps because they only talk about their ancestors or honoring their ancestors when election time rolls around.
Oh, when it's time to vote.
When it's time to vote.
So we need to honor our ancestors only when it's time to vote, so we get the term Voteps.
Yes, but when you talk about these traditions, the E5 traditions,
and all of the real spiritual,
ancestral worship, and
you're a
things
Hotep.
like that, you're a Hotep.
And then there was the Noteps.
What's the Noteps?
The Noteps niggas is like ain't with none of that shit. don't leave them out. Notep. Yeah. We always put a twist on shit. But okay.
So I thought that was interesting. So, and because I never thought about as soon as election time comes around.
But we talked about what we call. I'm missing the term now, but it's a term that we use here. Not constructive criticism. People choose when they want to.
Hypocrites.
Yeah, they're hypocrites, but they choose. Selective hypocrisy.
Selective
hypocrisy,
yeah.
Right? Selective hypocrisy, so to speak. You know what I mean? Where they choose when they want to discriminate against selective racism.
Selective outrage.
Yeah, selective outrage. When it benefits them, they want to throw the ancestral shit out there to make you feel a certain way during the voting time. Yeah. But once the voting shit is over, they back to Noteps. So they go from Voteps to Noteps. Right. And then they have beef with the Hoteps. Right?
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
I like them other kind of Hoteps too.
Which one?
The Hoteps.
Oh, no. The Hotep hoes.
The Hoteps. Let you figure that out.
Emphasis on the hoe.
Emphasis on the hoe.
Oh, shout out to Jason B. Thank you.
Bring them Hoteps.
So, did you listen to rap? You put me on Rhapsody's album.
Yeah, I think Rhapsody's album was great.
Yeah.
I thought the concept of taking these female names who have inspired her and using each female name to use as a segue into the song. And the funny thing about it is, it ain't just female power. It's not a feminist album. She has a lot of duets with guys on the album. So, because that was my main concern, is this shit gonna be all females bashing men, or and it's not that. It is.
Well, she said in the interview, this kind of leads me to my next point. She said in the interview, most of her fans are men.
Are men.
Right? So it came out this week that she sold 5,000 units her first week.
Okay.
And a lot of people were going off. Yo, because again, it was a dope album. I listened to it. It was fire.
Yeah.
And an artist of her caliber should get more support than that.
Yes.
So what happened was, it was a lot of people coming
Ninth
out.
Wonder produced it, and his production sat in the cut. It never outshined her.
Yeah.
It kind of gave me a feel of a 70s playlist party when you had the 45 stacked up with the arm, and they drop one at a time and everybody's playing cards. It kind of had that feel to it, and I thought it was dope. You know what I'm saying? The way she put that together. But 5,000 sales, she should have way more many sales, right. And we need to honor these artists. She ain't taking her clothes off. She ain't shaking her ass.
So it was people on Twitter saying, she only sold 5,000 because black men aren't championing her, Oh,
everything balls back to men. Okay.
All the way, and then
even though women buy more records, but go ahead.
But no, but what was the point back that was people just citing that article when she said out her own mouth, men are mostly her fans,
right?
And if you think about who the women are champion or who are going hard for as rappers, it's the Cardi B's,
yes,
the City Girls,
yes,
the Nicki Minaj's,
yes.
So that's not on that's not on us.
No, but it does lend to the idea and concept that that's what we want to see in our women. We want our women to show a little ass and show a little flesh and talk about that crazy shit. And here is an anomaly which shouldn't be an anomaly, because I got sisters like Cyrock, Sister Star, Nairobi Selah, Ty Phoenix, who are dope MCs, not female MCs. They're just dope MCs. You know what I mean? Who really, speak of our experience as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that we have to get to the point where it should be about nothing but the bars. And because she's not taking her clothes off and showing a titty and shit like that, should have nothing to do with her rhyme skill, because she got bars. She can put. She's nice. You know what I'm saying? My favorite joint, besides the I can't pronounce the name of the Swartz on her and Jizza.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
That the single, the number one single was Fire. Afeni, the last song on the album where she's paying homage to Afeni Shakur, and she used the Tupac sample. It's a dope, soulful. The whole piece is soulful. Her and Queen Latifah got off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, J. Cole on this piece. It's well put together, and there should be more than 5,000 sales. And I don't look too much into that because we live in the realm of streaming so now, where a lot of people are streaming and not a lot of people are buying physical copies of things no more. So don't allow that, to be the telltale if her album is successful or not, because the shit is rocking.
Yeah. Little Brother's album came out, and this wasn't produced by Ninth Wonder. So is it technically a Little Brother album?
I don't know if it's technically a Little Brother's album, but
it was fire.
It's fire. Yeah. And I always say I'm about the music, so I don't want to come to your album with any predetermined judgments because if I go in saying Ninth didn't produce it, I'm not going to enjoy the album. Yeah. So that's not the way I approach a project. I approached it, I put it on, it was banging. It brought me back to a time when Fonte and his man was getting it in, and I thought it was dope. You know what I'm saying? The whole way they put it together. The skits, it brought me back to that time, and I just listened all the way through. I need to listen again, because I like to listen to an album 3 or 4 times, because, the first time, I might be cleaning the house and I'll catch a piece, and I haven't listened to it with just a direct sit down, but I thought it was dope. I didn't miss Ninth, but I'm not gonna, for those who went in and immediately said they noticed Ninth wasn't there, that's not a knock on Ninth. Yeah. There are other producers out here who can put that work in.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, so I thought it was dope.
Kanye, Kim Kardashian tweeted a track list of what could be Kanye's new album.
Praise God.
It's
praise God.
Look like it's about to be a gospel album.
It is going to be a gospel album.
He can keep it.
Well, here's the thing with that.
He can keep it.
Where has he been lately? What has he been doing lately?
I don't know.
He's been putting on these gospel concerts.
Yeah.
And people have been saying shit like, I just came from the Kanye gospel concert. So that's the mood he's in. I think he might be trying to escape the Illuminati. Through the church, because
it's a paper that says at the top, it says Jesus is King.
Mm-hmm.
It has songs on it or titles on there like Baptized, Wake the Dead, Water Through the Valley, Sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
He can keep this.
Listen, I don't appreciate you disrespecting Jesus like this in front of our audience who are very Christian. Yes, no.
I ain't saying nothing about Jesus.
No, if anybody can pull off a gospel album, he's been preparing you for this shit. Stretched Out Arms on he's been
Life of Pablo.
Yeah, Life of Pablo. Chance the Rapper did a couple of gospel songs. So they've been preparing you for a hip hop gospel album that will be accepted. You know what I mean? Because you can't just bring out a gospel rapper and he's talking about Jesus Kanye, and I also, like I said, I think he's trying to escape the Illuminati. Mace tried to escape the Illuminati going back to church. The list goes on of these artists to convert back to religious things, hoping to wash their soul of the shit that they have done. I don't think it's going to work, but this is his way. He's trying, to wash the Jay-Z shit off him and all of that, and I don't think it's going to work. He has to go to Africa like Dave Chappelle did.
Well, he's in Africa, isn't he?
No, I think he's here.
Oh, didn't he go?
But he was in Africa.
He was in Africa.
So I may have to take that statement back, because we got some juju out there, boy. So, he come back a new man, like.
I don't know.
So this may be his ode, and it may be a segue into just a regular album. So let him. Again, I have to say, I let the music speak. So when the album come out, I'ma sit and I'ma listen. If it's too gospel-y for me, I'll just turn the shit off. No big deal. I tried to listen to that Chance the Rapper shit. I tried and I couldn't. And I'm not gonna make any excuses for it. I just couldn't do it. So if Kanye West, with the way he makes beats, because I heard Water, a segment of Water, and that shit sounded crazy. It just sounded like it was. So we'll see. Kanye, to me, would be the only person who could pull it off. He did Jesus Walks. Bring your face over. Bring your face over here. No. He did Jesus Walks and had niggas in the clubs, gangbangers. Jesus. Who could have pulled that off but Kanye? Let's go back to the time, ladies and gentlemen. He made that shit popular.
But Jesus whole Walks. Album?
No, well, he didn't do a whole album of it. But he was. This is Inception. On The Life of Pablo, he gave you one or two songs, and now this may be the culmination of all of the shit that he went through in his life. I say give it a chance.
You know who else is coming out with an album?
Who else is coming out?
Push.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You could have let that ride.
I'm just saying.
Now drop a bomb to that shit. Let's drop a bomb to drug dealers and the ode to drug dealers. No, I think I'm just gonna be honest. He got over on Daytona. It was the dopest. It was the album of the year for me. I'm gonna be honest. The way he articulated, and just because 7 songs, it was just enough. You know what I'm saying? And it's just enough if you had a workout. Just a little.
Put it in the gums. Put it in the gums.
Yeah, put it in the gums. It was just enough where if you had a workout or you need to run an errand to the store, by the time you did that, shit was over. You felt empowered. If he comes with 13, 14, 15 tracks of talking.
Well.
Griselda and them out of Buffalo are doing their own thing and in their own lane.
Different.
That shit is different.
Benny, Westside Gun, Conway.
Yeah, my man. What's my man with the face?
That's Conway.
Conway. This nigga is mean.
Different.
Right? This nigga is different with his shit. Right? So all of them out of Buffalo have it may be their moment. And, of course, they would have to pay homage to
Benny. He did a song with Pusha T called 18 Wheeler.
Okay, so
it was
so they might be making a comeback. Drug dealer music.
No, so I think he's obviously going to talk about what he talks about, but he's also combating the prison. He's also talking about prison reform.
So that's his thing now.
Listen,
he wants to say something positive now. All the coke this nigga done sold. He got me ready to get out in the streets now, and now you want to get all politically correct with this shit.
He on the song with Lauryn Hill. He got in the single with Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, I think that was dope.
It was angry vibe. It was a little positivity. It wasn't as good as he put out a song called Sociopath with Cashapp earlier this week. That was hard.
Yeah. I think I heard a segment of that.
That was hard. But I think it's gonna be a better, well-rounded.
Okay.
It's not gonna be 14 tracks of coke dealing.
I listen first before I come out and give a true assessment. If it's banging, because I'm old enough to put that into perspective. I'm not gonna be motivated to go move fucking kilos and shit like that. Right. So I can put the artistic expression of that in its proper place because I also saw a segment of Jay-Z when they showed the full interview of him sitting down with Roger Goodell.
Oh, he got at you.
And he
put that part up for you.
And what did he say? What did he say?
He said, yo, what have y'all done? I know who I got out of prison. I know how many people I kept out of prison. You know, I gave my lawyer up, stuff like that. I can map what I did. What have you done?
And if Black Dot was in the audience, I would have raised my hand because he basically, these are the people I got out of prison. Jay-Z, how many people did you put in prison with your fucking drug lyrics and selling keys? Oh, y'all don't want to, y'all taking me out of here? No, fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck the commissioner. Fuck 50 Cent. Fuck 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So I would have made a scene. Now, how many niggas you put in prison, nigga? Yeah, don't talk to me that bullshit. You getting that dot? Nah, y'all don't want me in these motherfuckers. I let it go, nigga. So it'll be interesting to see where the next wave of music is going.
Yeah. And
who will be the artists that lead us, because it's time for the next quantum leap in, you know, where we could take this.
I think is it somebody else coming out with a new album too? I don't know. Oh, the Apple Card launched.
The Apple Card launched. Now, why is that card different? First of all, Apple's got a new phone coming out. I don't know how they keep doing this shit. I don't know how they keep remixing and keep rewinding the tape and coming out like they got these fucking major announcements and selling me the same fucking phone.
Yeah.
They done got me 5 times. All right, first time on you, his old saying in Texas, first time, you can't get me, you can't get me again. These niggas done got me again and again. And they made it clear iPhone 11 is just gonna have a better camera.
Yeah,
and I will watch the press conference like some new shit is gonna happen.
But you can also charge like your AirPods from your phone.
Ooh, that's the new shit?
That's hard. I got AirPods.
So that would be a benefit for you.
Yeah, I got those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't got the wire like y'all.
Yeah, no.
I don't got the wire. I be looking broke.
I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm not gonna fall for it. But back to the card. I believe it's an interest-free card.
Yeah, so it's not attached to a bank, which is different.
Okay, so they're creating their own money.
Which, that should be alarming to people. I don't know why that's not.
Okay, everyone is creating their own money nowadays.
What?
Who better than Apple to create their own money? Apple and Facebook has their own money coming out too.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
What the hell?
It's the world we live in. Yeah, get it used to it.
Oh, man. I'm just saying, so
get used to it. I'll take the chip in my arm right now if it moves me to the front of the Popeye's chicken line. The chips go to the front. King.
I don't know, man. That's a little sick.
That's a little sick, but that's where that is going.
Okay, so with that, Andrew Luck retired. That has nothing to do with anything serious.
Andrew Luck
from the Colts.
Yeah, no, this is a white guy.
Yes.
Plays football.
Yes.
Fuck him. Fuck him. Shit. Fuck the singer.
And I was shocked from that.
What?
Andrew Luck retiring.
Well, I think he kept having these injuries.
Yeah. These
recurring injuries. And as an athlete, as a competitor, you're tired of going through this every off season in hopes to getting on the field. That's why our football, fans out there.
People think that this might be a trend where if you have, as a player, if you have enough money, you could just say, "Yo, I'm good."
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But football players are notoriously bad with money.
Not white football players.
True, and he comes from privilege already.
Yeah, he already comes from privilege. He's already going to be set for the next 10 years. Yeah. Or 5 generations, his kids, because only niggas blow their money.
Yeah, a lot of people are
upset. And because they
that.
get
one of my best friends, he was a big Colts fan. So he was super hyped watching the preseason game. He was we finally got a running game.
We got a defense because the Colts have a tough defense too.
10 minutes later, he retired. He actually wrote an article for UrbanX.nyc. You can go check that out. Visit the blog.
Yes.
So
okay, dope. Now, Kobe said some weird shit
about
Shaq.
Okay, what did he say?
He said that had Shaq kept his fat ass in shape, they could have won 12 titles.
And then Shaq responded,
Kobe, we could have won 12 titles.
And they were both right.
And they're both right.
Yeah.
They're both right in that situation. I do think if Shaq had stayed in shape, we would have never got the Black Mamba. So you have to be careful of what you ask for, because Shaq was the most dominant player in the game. And it was the easiest bucket you could get. You know what I'm saying? So Kobe benefited on Shaq becoming a little bit more Hollywood, hanging out, eating Big Macs, movies, all that kind of shit. And then, there's a lot of tension. Kobe squealed on this nigga.
Facts.
He snitched.
Yeah.
I can never forgive you for that.
Yeah.
Never.
But then they ganged up on Dwight Howard, which was
weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If me and you out, and I like Chinese midgets, that's not something you tell people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of weird. This Kentucky.
Oh yeah, they came out with a vegan Beyond Fried Chicken.
Yeah, Beyond Fried Chicken. KFC now has fake chicken.
Yeah.
Moving.
This comes off of the Impossible Whopper we talked about last
week.
The
Impossible Whopper. I had one of those.
You did. How was it?
It was. I didn't like it too much.
For real?
I didn't.
Why not?
It tastes whoppery, because I told you need to have a real Whopper first. That's my opinion. The after effect of it kind of hit my stomach a little different.
Got you.
That's all I want to say. I ate it. I put it down the pipe because I'm an investigative journalist.
Got you.
Like I do, and no. But this chicken.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Because really, what is it about? It's about the 16 herbs and spices, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Think about the kernel.
Yeah, and I always, like we talked about this, I'm always skeptical, but when everybody gets on a wave.
Yeah, so y'all better watch it. When your government is now trying to help you be healthy, something ain't right. Something is going on. Yeah. You might be better off eating regular chicken.
Which sounds crazy.
It sounds fucking crazy, right? So just be careful. They out there, the colonel, he gonna say some real nigga shit. Oh, bitch, taste these 16 herbs and spices I put in this fake chicken. Right? Because it's really about the spices.
Yeah.
Right? You get people who think Popeyes is owned by a black lady.
Yeah, only because that lady's in the commercial. Come on.
Come on down here. The Popeyes and get you a toothpaste with a biscuit. You know how I'm in that kitchen cooking up that chicken, got them spices. You're like, God damn, this black lady owns this fucking place. Let me go in and support this shit. Yeah, no, a white lady owns that. Yeah. So, and you got to be careful with all of this plant-based shit going on now. Black Dot, you saying you shouldn't be vegan? I think if you're vegan, you in this day and time, and you just drink juice, you gay. I can't say that.
No, what was that about?
I just was having a moment. If you only eat grass and drink green juice, you're gay.
Stop.
Try this again. This is some serious shit that I'm saying.
Stop.
I know I'm going to get the Voteps very upset about this. If you live in today's time, we live in a concrete jungle. I think your eating habits should be reflective of the place you live. Ain't no trees, and we don't live in a wilderness where beautiful berries are falling off the goddamn tree. Ain't no trees, right? We live drugs, fucking Jamaicans, buckshot on every corner. Your skin has taken on a different texture based on the environment.
What are you talking about right now?
I'm laying this all out. I'm telling you why these niggas is gay.
Okay.
Who. So you have to eat based on we animals out here. We wolves, nigga. I'm a wolf. So every time I go get a plant-based burger, I feel they trying to convert me to some alphabet soup shit. My conspiracy theory, they trying to turn all of us. Now, rumor has it, Elijah Muhammad didn't let his FOI become vegetarians. They had to at least eat fish, eat something, because he needed them to be a little sharp. You know, a little like, Because just think about it. If you ate grass and trees all day, you're a little, just kind of happy and grassy and tree like, yeah. So yeah, don't do that. Eat you a fucking burger from time to time.
Okay.
Just my humble opinion. No. On a serious note, of course we have to eat healthy, but I do feel that our eating habits have been conducive to the environments that we live in, and we are wolves out here. And in order to, hold something down of sustainability, because once your government is on it, that's a sign to me that something is a little weird.
Especially if it's literally fake food.
It's literally because that goes back into that artificial intelligence shit I spoke of, where they need to make your vessel neutral. And fake food with no nutrients whatsoever, to me, neutralizes your ability so that they can input artificial intelligence, or they're going to bring about these fucking robots who eat that shit to survive. Imagine an artificial intelligent robot. We have a robot, Alejandro, walking around here. This nigga's a robot, right? But he only eats fucking fake food.
Beyond KFC
to keep his ass running. You never know where the fuck they going with this shit. Yeah.
And it's a lot of soy and that stuff.
A lot of soy.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
And we know soy is filled with estrogen.
Yes.
And estrogen calms you niggas down. Right? That is a feminine thing, the estrogen. And y'all want to know why when it's time for war, all y'all do is protest and take a knee. Soy burgers, nigga. Motherfucking soy burgers got you niggas taking knees.
So that's a nice shirt you got on.
Oh yeah. Oh thanks. Appreciate that.
Icons, you can get these at shopurbanx.com.
ShopurbanX.com. You can get these.
Or you can go to UrbanX.nyc to read our blog post.
I put up a dope piece
on Cambada.
I finally did my review on his album
Holy Ghost 2.
It's a dope review. I put it up exclusively on UrbanX.nyc.
Go check that out.
You could go check that out along with your man's article on
Andrew Luck retiring.
So yeah, go check them pieces out.
Too. Don't forget to like this video. Shout out to the people who dislike it.
Oh, y'all disliking our shit?
Shout out to y'all. Man.
All right. We got beef in these streets.
Probably came over here from another channel, just to spy on us.
Okay.
We like y'all too, though.
Sure.
But don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Tell a friend and tell a friend. For the people who are listening right now on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. Don't forget to leave us a review or in a comment. We definitely
appreciate that.
And with that being said, are we out of here?
Any questions?
Oh, any questions? Let's take some questions.
I'd like to take a few before we.
Even though you did a Hulk.
I did a Hulk. Yeah, that kind of that's the whole purpose of the Hulk.
Charles Johnson, they hating. Of course they hate. It's cool.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
You know what I'm saying? He said soy burgers, nigga.
Soy burgers, nigga. That's what it is.
That was funny. Somebody said can't buy the whack. You're bugging.
Yeah, you're bugging. You're bugging. That boy is nasty.
Somebody said Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg had a gospel album?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg did do a gospel album.
I know he did a Rastafarian album, and that was... He
was called Snoop Lion.
Snoop Lion. A lot of people were offended by that.
Yeah, like, who the fuck you think you could just do what the fuck?
Yeah, and then I remember he was at an award show. This is when he's still going by Snoop Lion, giving out ham sandwiches.
Yeah. And them Rastafari.
You bugging, bro.
Yeah. You get to a certain level in Hollywood, because he is Hollywood, and think you can do anything.
Somebody said, what's your take on the cargo, on the JP Morgan cargo ship? That thing disappeared. You haven't seen that story no more. You haven't seen anything about it. You haven't seen
absolutely
a picture of cocaine. You haven't seen nothing.
Right. You didn't see no people getting arrested. Some people coming out handcuffed. Nothing. They have the power to show you the stories they want to show you. My wife had just got finished telling me.
I think that slipped through the cracks. I think that was seized.
When did it happen? What stories was it up against is what I'm asking.
I think
Was that the Epstein week too?
It might have been,
and that might have overtook it.
Yeah, it was something. It might have been because it was.
Because sometimes they have because my wife was telling me there was a big shooting at Clark University.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, and some people got shot.
4 people got shot. Nobody
even covered that story.
Yeah, that's a mass shooting.
That's a mass shooting on a black campus.
Yeah, nobody covered that.
You know what I mean? So we need to, bring light to that. For those who, in the chat who know all the details.
What else? Yeah, that thing just kind of like disappeared. Like, I think it slipped through. I think it wasn't even supposed to be seized. I think some overzealous Coast Guard unit
didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alligator po' boy sandwiches. Whoa.
Are those the ones from Popeyes? Are those the fish sandwiches from Popeyes?
That sound like some southern.
Oh, you mean actual alligator? Well, they say it all tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I try some alligator.
I think I would too. On the low.
I try a little alligator.
Don't tell me it's alligator. Just give it to me. You know what I'm saying?
I try octopus all the time. No. Emphasis on the puss, but you can keep that moving. Yeah. So we out of here.
Shout out to Dante. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
We out of here? I think we out of here.
I think we are out of here today.
So with that being said, again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for the people that were watching tonight.
We really appreciate it.
For the people who join us every week.
This is fun. This is
facts.
Literally fun, getting an opportunity to hang out with you guys, talk a little shit, have a little fun.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you already know what it is. Peace.
We talked about the Amazon fires last week.
Amazon fires, but there are fires in Africa that people are not talking about as well, which are burning, from what I understand, more than the fires in the Amazon. And the Amazon covers 20% of our oxygen. Yeah. That's something to think about.
They call it the lungs of the earth.
That's the lungs of the earth. That's something really we need to pay attention to if you're living in this day and time. Right? So, with that being said, we out of here. Alejandro, let that rip.